Let's talk about AK's album, Fate Loves the Fearless, his debut album. This album is amazing because I like how it puts on display how talented he is, from production to singing to rapping to even mixing. I'm sure he had a hand in. This whole album just oozes AK and his talents and potential as an artist. However, at the same time, I do want to talk about how it does seem kind of one note. The entirety of the album seems like it centers around him being able to go back and forth from singing and rapping. And while that is incredibly and while that is incredibly amazing, and while he's able to do it well in a way that's very fitting, it's kind of like, all right, now that we know you can do this, what else do you have to offer? um, Tempo wise, mood wise, a lot of the album seems to follow itself, which I'm not upset at because following a theme is not necessarily a bad thing. However, the energy just, for me, it kind of dwindles as you get through the album up until you get to the last track, because the last track is personally my favorite on the album, and I think he did the most amazing job at telling a story. The music video is fire. His songwriting on that is impeccable, and just his overall talents at singing and rapping in that one just make it all seem like, damn, this is really what he's able to do. So, with that being said, let's talk about just how I felt overall. I will admit that after a while, despite his ability to change his flows, despite his ability to switch his cadences, go in and out of pockets with his rhyming, and despite him being able to suddenly just switch into a singing voice, it didn't seem like each track differed from each other that much. While the subject matter may have been different, while he may have been talking about something else deeply personal to him, just that formula of singing and rapping on a song, it kind of gets boring, I'm not going to lie. But that being said, it's not like I didn't enjoy the album, because there was plenty to enjoy about it. Songs like Made One, God Got Us, and Broken Road are all favorites of mine that I am constantly listening to again and again. So, like I said, it's not like there's nothing on this album to enjoy. And it's not like I dislike any part of him artistically. I really enjoy his singing voice as much as I enjoy him rapping and producing. It's just, I wish there were more moments where I truly felt like that switch from singing to rapping really had an impact on the song. Like Broken Road, it feels like that song would not be the same if it weren't for him going into the verses rapping, coming out of the verses into the chorus singing, and that made the song really, really good to me, and it made it one of my favorites, if not my favorite on the album. However, there are other songs where that doesn't necessarily equate. There are some songs that feel like it might have been okay if you cut one or the other from it, or if you did more of one than the other on it, and that's where I'm coming from. Overall, throughout the album as a whole, I think the production was incredibly solid. The banger Made One just goes absolutely ridiculous. Just, wow, that beat was ridiculous. And the production on In My Head, that was really interesting for me because it was very minimal, but at the same time, it was like nothing but a great compliment to his vocals. It helped carry the song along, and it wasn't necessarily distracting or like, yo, where's the rest of the beat? It fit perfectly, so to speak. Overall, I'd probably give this album a solid 7. I'd probably give it a weak 7, solid 7, just because overall it doesn't have the most replay value for me, but at the same time there are tracks on here that one could say more than make up for the lack of replayability as a whole. So I'm really struggling to think where I could put this album, but I think a 7 is a good spot because I know he can do more, and like I said, there are just so many positives to this album that, in my opinion, just taking it all away because I wasn't a fan of how he formulated the album just doesn't seem fair. Would love to know what you guys think. If you guys really have a differing opinion, feel free to drop into the comments. I love to listen. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell as well. Stay up to date with the new we dropping daily. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm gone.